Alright, I know I told you in the last video blog and in my last community post that I would be uploading a testing video today. Unfortunately, the testing's taking longer than I thought it would be, and I want to be thorough. I want to make sure that I'm not missing anything. I also ran into a few things where I had some questions that I needed to ask the Chinese supplier. So, for those of you who don't know or haven't really thought about this, they're obviously on the opposite side of the world and in a completely different time zone. Their daytime is when we're asleep, and vice versa. At least here in the United States, if you're here in the United States. So when I ask them a question during the day, in my work day, they're asleep, and so the email sits there. And then when they get in there in the middle of the night, they respond. Typically, I don't see it because I'm not up that late. And then when I see it in the morning, I fire off a response, and they're already out the door for the day. So it creates this extra long communication window. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this video blog series and bring all of this behind the scenes stuff to you guys, to show you what all is involved, and that it's a lot harder than it looks, and it takes a lot longer than things should. And I know we as consumers, we don't really want to hear that kind of stuff. We want, cheap, quality, fast. We want all those things. And in reality, in my world, in the world of the manufacturers and all that stuff, there's a lot more to the story, and we're just doing the best we can. So anyway, I'm working on the testing as fast as I can, but I want to be thorough. I want to make sure that I have all the answers for you guys. So that's still coming. It might be another week or so. I've got another project that I've got to work on, and obviously that communication window, like I talked about with China, plays in. So anyway, instead of that, for today's video blog, we're going to talk about the brand name or the company name. And I've thought a lot about this for the last several weeks, and you guys might think that that's not super necessary right now, but it is. It determines quite a few things. And I need to get a name registered for a business. I need to get, website, branding, logos, all that type of stuff in the works sooner rather than later. So I've been thinking about a few names. I've kind of narrowed it down to a few finalists over the last several weeks, and then chose a winner, I guess you would say, a couple days ago. One of the ways that I whittled that list down was because I didn't want to pick something that was closely related to or could be confused with another existing brand. And that actually there's a lot of them out there. There's a lot of different battery brands, and a lot more than you guys would think or that I've ever even dreamed of. And so a lot of the names that I thought for sure were very unique, I did a Google search. Sure enough, somebody had some sub-brand. Energizer had some sub-brand. Craftsman Tools has a battery brand. It was just crazy. So I finally found one that no one else had, and I'm happy with it. It meets my needs, and I like the name. I had intended to bring this to you guys and make it more collaborative, where you guys would help me choose a finalist. But like I said, I needed to work quicker, and I ended up, through various means, eliminating the other names just on their own. So we have a final name, and the name that I've chosen is called Jericho Battery Company. As some of you may know, Jericho was the name of a very strong walled city in the Old Testament. So it kind of conjures up to me strength and safety and stability. And that's something that I wanted my brand name to stand for. Plus, I just like the name. It works for me, and it's unique. Like I said, I did exhaustive searches. No one else has a battery brand or anything close to it with that name. And that may seem a little, people who maybe haven't done any SEO or internet marketing, that may not seem quite as necessary, but it really is. If you are competing for clicks with anything, you're losing. If my business name is at all confused with any other business, even if it's in a different industry, then I'm potentially losing traffic and losing clicks and losing business. So it's very important. So not only did I find a name that I like, but it's also unique. It's also, it means something to me, this Old Testament story from the Bible, and strength and stability and safety, but it also it meets these other criteria. So now that we have a name, what do you guys think of the name? I'd be very curious to know what you guys think of the name. And then the next piece is to design a logo. That's not critically important right now, but I do need to get some stuff made up with the logo on it soon. So I'm working on that in the background. I do have a couple proofs for you guys to look at to kind of give me some thoughts and steer me in a direction. Again, I'm going to pick the final name, the final logo, like I picked the final name, but you guys can definitely influence that and be part of that. So I'm going to put up a couple images with 4. So I did a proof with 4 logos that were kind of more modern and sleek and 21st century, I guess you would say. And then I did 4 that kind of had that old, ancient, Old Testament type of a feel to it. So I'm kind of torn on which one I want to go with. Obviously, lithium batteries are high tech. They're cutting edge. They're modern. So I can see going in that direction with the logo, but I can also see, obviously, it's Jericho. It's an old, ancient city from thousands and thousands of years ago. So, you know, it makes a lot of sense to have this old feel and texture to it. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and you know, you can shoot me an email at any point if you want to help with testing, if you want to help in any way. If any of you guys are graphic designers and want to volunteer to help, I'll be happy to pay for your time. But my email address is ldsreliance@gmail.com. Love to hear from you guys, especially those of you that are excited about this new battery. And yeah, I have some ability with Adobe Illustrator to kind of get the right idea across, what I'm looking for, but I'm not good enough to give a highly polished final product. So I do want to get a professional to help me in that regard. So that's it for this installment of the video blog series. I'm still working on the testing, like I said. That's probably going to be at least a week until we get the first installment of that going. There's probably only going to be one video blog next week because I've got another big project that I have to work on. And then I have to wait for some responses from the suppliers on some things. So things are moving forward. I'm going to try to keep you guys updated on all this stuff. But believe me, I want to go 80 miles an hour. I want to get going on this, but there's a right way to do this, and I'm trying to be thorough, trying to be methodical, and I'm trying to involve you guys in that as much as possible. So thanks for watching, and be sure to let me know what you guys think of the name and which logo you like best. Thanks for watching this video blog. Be sure to use the numbers in the pictures to vote for which one you like best in the comments below.